Good evening. Thanks to all of you who were able to make it tonight. The entire family appreciates your attendance. We apologize about not having enough seats, but we are certainly happy that you all are sitting and standing, and thank you. I'd like to begin by thanking this wonderful Hotel Casa del Mar for coming through with such short notice. So thank you, and for all those involved. Growing up in the Chai Center, having the parents that I have, really never allowed for dull moments. Things were never quiet on the home front. On weekends, I never had my own bed, as people were always sleeping over. People I didn't know, people I'm not sure my parents knew. I won't take you through the lifestyle and childhood of a Schwartzy child. Needless to say, this chaos became the norm. This turbulence became our comfort zone. The only time there were shifts in the family, moments that took us out of our rhythm, was when death struck. Unfortunately, it struck more than once. On one side of the family, 2 of my 3 uncles died within 8 days of each other, leaving 20 children between the both of them. 2 of 3 sisters died before the age of 35, leaving another 18 children. If you are following my math, this means you have 4 of 6 siblings killed before their time, leaving 38 children behind. From my father's side, his 2 sisters and brother, aged 8, 10, and 11, were running from the Nazis for 11 months in 1939, sleeping in doghouses until they finally arrived in 1940 to America. This uncle of mine was killed at age 13 in Atlantic City, New Jersey. We always joked growing up, our family is like the Kennedys, but without the money. To lose 3-year-old Alta Shula Swerdlov, 2:35 on a Monday afternoon in the streets of Jerusalem, shook the foundations of our entire family in cities around the world. This was our modern-day Hiroshima. These are shifts in a family that you can't patch up easily. For those of you that lost a loved one, you can only hope to learn how to live with this type of pain. You never get over it, and you certainly will never forget it. The question that always comes to mind is why? Why us? Why me? Why now? Shula's mother, Hindel, my sister, is currently 5 months pregnant. Couldn't God have done this 5 months ago? Perhaps wait another 5 months? These are questions that can never be answered and should never be attempted to be answered. The only question I have is, what tools do I need? What tools do you need to get through this type of tragedy, to get through a nightmare like this? When I visited my sister Hindel and her husband Yossi 2 weeks ago in Israel, I was amazed to see their strength. I saw 2 people absolutely crushed, yet they had this tremendous level of faith that made me uncomfortable. I mean, I'm supposed to be the rabbi. At their Friday night dinner table, Yossi commented how only in the Jewish faith can a father be asked to stand 2 feet from his 3-year-old daughter and utter the words, Yiskadal v'yiskadash meraba. May God's great name be exalted and sanctified. I remember Yossi smiling through his tears as he told me this story, how he did this amazing and holy act. Yossi plowed ahead and exalted indeed God's great name. Faith, and to be inspired by something greater than us, are the tools and the motor that we all need to live in this great world. The day prior to the burial, when Shula was killed, Hindel runs downstairs when she hears the commotion. She sees her 8-year-old Avrama, her boy, standing gazing onto the street. Hindel turns and she sees a pool of blood with her own daughter lying in it. Today there are 1 billion people part of a religion that believe in an individual, believe in a person with his moment of truth, with his last dying breath proclaimed, God, oh God, why have you forsaken me? My sister Hindel, in her moment of truth, got on her knees. She lifted Shula's head. She looks into Shula's eyes, and with her final wish to Shula, Hindel herself told me that she asked Shula, Shula, please say together with me, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. This act of Hindel, her commitment, this love to God for my own sister, is what keeps me going. This is the Jewish fire we've been talking about for thousands of years, the fire that will never be extinguished. Yossi and Hindel, you now join the ranks of Abraham, who was prepared to sacrifice his child Isaac for the sanctification of God's name. Yossi and Hindel, you now join the ranks of the 10 martyrs who we read about on the Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year during the Musaf prayer. How they embraced what God had in store for them. They didn't ask why. They didn't ask why me. This act from Yossi and Hindel, expressing their love and belief in God in a moment of truth, is not just their story. It's the story of the Jewish people. It's your story. I bless my entire family and all of you sitting here tonight to just take 10% of Yossi and Hindel's strength that they've demonstrated. Take just 10% of their commitment and love to God and have it manifest in your life through your acts of goodness and kindness, through your acts of spreading God's commandments, through your acts of the tefillin, the mezuzah, the tefillin, lighting Shabbat candles, charity, sponsor a Friday night dinner, sponsor a letter or a verse in Shula's Torah. May you all come back in a few months for the Chai Center banquet. Do all this in memory and for the elevation of my dear niece, Alta Shula, blessed memory. If you want tools how to live through a very tough day, just look to Yossi and Hindel. Thank you for listening.